Alrighty, here is my final project, so I'm just going to get right into it. We have the organization all set up. Everything's where it should be in the correct folders. We have our coin BP here, which is our coins blueprint, so it's just on overlap. It will call the game instance, it'll destroy itself, and it will re-up the coin total, so it'll increase our score. We have enemy types. We have enemy 1. This is just using the same movement formula we've been using since the start. And we're making sure that it's using the seconds instead of the per frame rate. On event hit, it is checking to see if it's the player character. It is causing the player character to take damage within this range, and it is exploding these. It is exploding the player, not the player character. It is exploding the enemy at the end. Then we have our explosions, which are setting up the physics for every object within a certain area. So we cause an explosion when the button is pressed. It will select everything within a sphere, which is set up by the explosion radius. All of the actors will then go through a loop. We'll set simulate physics to true, and we will basically just push everything away from where the sword is. And then we will destroy the actor, which in this case is the sword, when it is done. And how we set that up is just every time you press T, the sword will explode. Alright, then for the actual game instance, this is where all of our core logic is. This is where player lives are. Since the player is the only person who have lives, it seemed redundant to add player lives, so I just kept it as lives. When it gets below 0, it will cause well, it'll check. If it's below 0, it will just cause the player to die. It'll load the game over scene. If they have more than 0 lives, it'll just take 1 away, and then it'll respawn the level. For the coin total, just every time the coin total is called, so every time you step over a coin blueprint, you will add 1 coin to your total. As soon as it equals 10, it will open up a level 2. And then when you open up level 2, you'll need to collect a certain number of coins. It'll decide which one you need between 20 and 25. And once you have reached that total, it will open the victory level. For our health components, we have the health component, which is just using all of the basic functionality we've built in already. So it's cast into the UI widget to make sure that the health is constantly being updated so we don't lose track of that. We have the take damage functionality. We have the functionality to die, and we will update the UI as needed. And we can also heal, which the player does have the ability to do. Then we have player health, which is just the same basic thing. It just is more specific for how the player will die. And that is a child component of the health. Then we have the user interface. We have all of these. We have the player UI. We have our coin total and our lives total. We have the progress bar here, and we have a current objective tab as well. So basically every single time Q is pressed, it will show you what your current objectives are, which we use the arrays to do that. So the base array has 2 elements in it. It has collect 10 coins to proceed and avoid the enemy units. Once you have achieved that objective, which we cast the game instance to keep track of whether or not we have 10 coins, once we've reached 10 coins, it will add a new array item. It will add collect more coins to win, and it will remove the first index, which is the collect 10 coins to win, or to proceed rather. And then we'll update current objectives, so that will update in real time. And here's the functionality for all of the pardon me, all of the other things we need to update here, so the text and the progress bar. So we have the health bar percent, we have health text, we have the actual updating of the health bar, we have get coins text, get lives text, and current objectives text, which this is actually now redundant. I tried to do this a different way, but this is going to be deleted. We have the victory screen, which is just same kind of thing. We have functionality to start again and exit the game. Coins and lives also update in real time. And there we go, there's functionality for that. We have the main menu, which functions much the same, just start, exit, button functionality, and game over, which is just once you lose, you lose. You can start again, or you can quit the game. So that's where most of our core blueprints are kept. We do keep the third person information over here, so we have the BP third person character. So every time you press E, we'll only do this a set number of times to limit how much the player can heal. It'll flip-flop between heal 30 and heal 50. I know you could just do that with a random integer, but I wanted to find a way to get the flip-flop node in there. That's pretty much, we don't have any player attacks this time around because I didn't think it would be needed for a coin collecting game. So this is the only functionality, new functionality in the third person character. Then we have the game modes. Let me get that out of the way. So this is just different for each individual game mode, because each level, victory, main menu, and game over have different game modes just to update the UI in a different way. So we have create game over widget, add viewpoint, set show mouse cursor, and make sure it's the player controller character so we can actually have the mouse cursor. And that's the same kind of thing, we just change what the widget we're creating is. And then we transition into between each level with these. So this is going to be level 1. I'll open this up real quick. Make sure we save some changes. There was some last minute things I had to fix. And this is just a little medieval courtyard area. We have some exploding swords around to block to knock the enemy away. We have some coins hidden around. There are 10 in total. So you'll need to collect all of them to proceed to the next level, which will be level 2. And level 2 is just like a little arena area. You have to climb up to get coins here in these little battlements, and there are some in the shack back here. And you have to run away from these enemies. Then we have main menu level and victory level, which are just empty levels, which the only purpose they serve is just to be a blank space to create the game widget that is needed to restart the game or start the game. And I believe that is just about everything. Nothing else? Nope, that's it. Alrighty, so that's my final project. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it meets the requirements needed for the project. Alrighty, and I knew I forgot to add something into the game, so I've just added that real quick. I've added in the music file, so we have some imported audio now. When we play the game, it'll play, and I'll also show the functionality for updating the current objective, and we take some and there's the heal mechanic. You can only do that a few times. Heal up. Can't heal any more than that. Alrighty, and here is the final build for the project. I'm just going to show that it's working, so we join the game. And we can run around and we can play the game. I won't play through the whole thing, so it'll be uploaded to a public file, but